Fans only want to see The Rock because he is a movie star? Roman Reigns returns different. Tragic news rush Matt Riddle to the hospital. Paul Heyman betrays Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, and much, much more. Let's dive right in. Fans only want to see The Rock because he is a movie star? In a recent clip from the Click This podcast, Kevin Nash talked about The Rock's impressive business ventures. He mentioned that even though Roman Reigns is a huge star in wrestling, he doesn't have the same massive following on social media as The Rock does. The Rock tried to buy the Mr. Olympia. He is involved with the UFL, Under Armour, some energy drinks, tequila, and products for face. Jesus. I don't know what Roman Reigns has in Instagram followers, but I know he doesn't have close to 400 million. There's a huge difference. People will go buy a ticket to see The Rock because he's a movie star, said Nash. The Hall of Famer also explained that The Rock has a sharp business sense. He praised The Rock's idea of having a tag team match on night one after being away from wrestling for a long time, calling it a brilliant move. He's a great professional wrestler. I mean, if he does anything, look at this tag match. It's so perfect, too. If you have a retirement match, that's one thing. If you're gonna come back and just have a match, have a tag, added Nash. Tragic news rush Matt Riddle to the hospital. Matt Riddle was supposed to be a big part of a show this week, but he couldn't make it. Northeast Wrestling explained why. There was a medical emergency involving his partner, Misha Montana. She had to go to the hospital, so Riddle stayed with her instead of going to the event. We were just notified by Super King of Bros that his girlfriend was rushed to the hospital earlier for a serious medical condition, and he will not be appearing for New Wrestling 1 in Danbury, CT, this evening. Gunther attacks Vince McMahon. In a recent interview with Gorilla Position, the wrestler who holds the record for the longest reign as Intercontinental Champion in WWE history talked about his success. He pondered whether things would have turned out the same if the previous Vince McMahon regime was still in charge. He was asked if he would have had the same chance to make history under the old regime. I don't know, but it was one of the reasons why, for a long time, I didn't want to go to the US. The product before Triple H was not what I enjoyed. I just didn't want to be part of that. I am who I am, and that's what I can do best. A big part of that is I need to have my time in the ring and have that time to put on the matches I can put on. That chance would not be there under the old regime. Gunther's record-setting Intercontinental title reign has cemented his status as one of the top talents in WWE. He credits much of his success to Triple H, the creative content officer. In a recent interview, he talked about how Triple H's vision was instrumental in his WWE journey. Gunther expressed gratitude for Triple H's support and guidance during a crucial period in his career. With Triple H, he always saw that in me, and he always had that vision for me. I got lucky that a lot of things in my career took place at the right time. It was a little bit of a leap of faith when I first made the move over. Everything worked out in the end. Controversial reason why Steve Austin left WWE. Jim Ross recently shared his views on whether Stone Cold Steve Austin should have remained in WWE after retiring from in-ring competition. Reports suggested that Austin left partly due to Vince McMahon's refusal to allow him to use the Stone Cold name outside of WWE. Ross, who was a commentator and executive in WWE at the time, stated on his Grilling JR podcast that McMahon should have granted Austin's request. I didn't agree with that, and I'm biased, so take that for what it's worth. I think it was overthought. Why wouldn't you keep your top guy? As long as Austin's walking around and shaking his head and being stone cold, he's gonna be your top guy. Why wouldn't you want to do all you can that's feasible? And I perceive this to be a feasible option. Why wouldn't you want to keep him happy? Even though Steve Austin became a free agent in 2004, he continued to make occasional part-time appearances on WWE shows in the following years. He even stepped back into the ring for a special match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38 in 2022. CM Punk sends a warning to WWE fans. CM Punk recently shared some wisdom with wrestling fans on his Instagram stories. While the reason behind his message is unclear, the popular star offered a friendly reminder to fans. Although we don't know what prompted him to post this advice, it's valuable for everyone to hear. Friendly reminder to please not touch strangers, CM Punk wrote. CM Punk is eligible to be traded in the WWE Draft 2024. As a current Raw superstar, he is part of the talent pool available to be picked on Monday night. Shaina Baszler shuts down fan for sexist comments. Recently, Shaina Baszler made a bold statement on social media, claiming that she could beat up most men. When a fan responded, suggesting that her genetics wouldn't allow her to win a real fight against a man without cheating, Baszler shut down the argument by pointing out that most men don't train to fight like she does. As someone who has trained alongside men for a living, respectfully, you're wrong. Also, most men don't train to actually fight at all. Backstage reports on Brock Lesnar pushing for a major match. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Brock Lesnar expressed a preference not to face Jinder Mahal. Instead, he wanted to work with AJ Styles. As a result, Mahal had to drop the WWE Championship to Styles on SmackDown just before the Survivor Series PPV. Lesnar vs. Mahal was the scheduled main event, but Lesnar didn't want to work a major PPV match with him and pushed for a match with Styles instead, stated Meltzer. Rhea Ripley an update amid injury. 2 weeks ago on WWE Raw, Rhea Ripley had to give up her Women's World Championship due to a shoulder injury. Since then, she hasn't shared many updates on Instagram. However, today she posted a heartwarming update with her dogs, Barry and Bella. The picture doesn't show her injured shoulder, but it looks like she's enjoying her time off with her furry friends, especially after welcoming Bella into her family earlier this month. Paul Heyman betrays Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Paul Heyman, a WWE Hall of Famer, is known for his skill in navigating tough situations. However, the current bloodline dilemma is unlike anything he's faced before. With Roman Reigns absent, Heyman must find a solution to the challenge posed by Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. One potential answer could be recruiting another Samoan family member, Jacob Fatu, to the group. Heyman needs to tread carefully, given the recent chaos caused by Solo and Tonga. Bringing in Fatu could provide the muscle Heyman needs to maintain control temporarily. Jacob Fatu's addition would bring a fresh dynamic to the bloodline, offering crucial support in Reigns' absence. Much like Sikoa supported the tribal chief, Fatu would serve as a valuable backup for Reigns, helping to preserve the bloodline's dominance. Roman Reigns returns different. Rikishi recently discussed Roman Reigns' popularity shift on his Off the Top podcast. He mentioned the significant change in fans' perception of Reigns and hinted at a potential face turn upon his return. Rikishi highlighted how Solo Sikoa's rise during Reigns' absence made fans appreciate Reigns' presence, contrasting with the new tyrannical tribal chief persona. He suggested that fans now realize Reigns' value and missed him during his time away. You got the main player, the tribal chief. Took a little break for a bit, right? But here comes another bloodline member steps into position. Let's be realistic. As soon as the man, the GOAT, Roman Reigns disappeared after WrestleMania, it went from the fans not liking this cat to now the fans missing this cat. Rikishi emphasized that the accolades Roman Reigns received were well-deserved, as fans recognized the sacrifices he made throughout his career. They came to understand the immense dedication Reigns had poured into WWE, investing his mind, body, and soul into his craft. When they put up all the accolades of what Roman had done for the past however many years, they grew with him. They noticed and they realized how much of character, his soul, his mind, body, and soul, his time, his sacrifice, he's given to WWE and the fans.